All right, I have 5:30, so I can start the hearing. You ready, Mr.
Sure.
F?
Yep.
Sandy, you ready?
Yes.
All right, good evening, folks. My name's Steve Price. I'm solicitor to the zoning hearing board of the city of Reading. Our chairman is having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I'm going to run the meeting this evening. Welcome to the March 8th, 2023 meeting of the zoning hearing board of the city of Reading. We have some decisions to render tonight, and we'll start off with those. And then we have two hearings to conduct this evening. Before we continue, I'll ask Mr. Gattone to introduce himself and the fellow members of the board. Mr. Gattone?
You're
You're
muted.
muted, Jeff.
You're muted, Jeff. He's still muted.
He's frozen.
Oh, is it frozen?
It looks that way.
Mute. Here we go.
All right. So Jared, you want to introduce yourself?
Jared Bartz, member of the board.
Mr. Gattone,
Jeff Gattone, member of the board.
Mr. Harpst,
Bill Hurst, member of the board.
and Mr. Rubina, chairman of the board. Mr. Neff,
Tom Neff, zoning administrator for the city of Reading.
Mr. Jones,
Charlie Jones, alternate member of the board.
and again, I'm Steve Price, solicitor to the board. With that, I'm going to run through the decisions to be rendered tonight. The first decision is decision on appeal number 2022-48. Is there a motion to approve the relief subject to the conditions set forth in the written decision?
I make a motion.
Second by Mr. Fox. Did I miss Mr. Fox earlier? I guess I did.
You did.
I'm sorry,
I'm
Mr.
here.
Okay,
No problem.
okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there questions or comments on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, ayes have it. Next decision to render is 2022-55. Is there a motion to approve the relief requested subject to the conditions set forth in the written decision?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second,
There's a second. Any questions or comments on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Ayes have it. The next appeal is appeal number 2022-57. Is there a motion to approve the relief requested subject to the conditions set forth in the written decision?
I'll make
So
a
moved.
motion.
We have a motion and a second by Mr. Fox. Any questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Ayes have it. That, Sandy, that was 2022-57, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Next decision for a decision, 2022-58. Is there a motion to approve the relief requested subject to the conditions set forth in the written decision?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Ayes have it. Next appeal is 2023-01. Is there a motion to approve the relief requested subject to the conditions set forth in the written decision?
Make a
I'll
motion.
make a motion.
We have a-
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Ayes have it. Last but not least, 2023-02. Is there a motion to approve the relief requested subject to the conditions set forth in the written decision?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
aye,
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. All right, thank you. That'll close this section of the hearing. Our first,
Mr. Price, what, must you make any comment about the continuance for 2022-56 1128 Robinson Street?
thank you. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yes, we have Robinson Street. Wait a second, hold on.
Yeah, that was 2256.
Oh, is that
Continue.
the three girls? That's the three girls appeal?
That's correct.
Okay, yeah, we have a continuance, that's ongoing till next month for Three Girls and Company, 1128 Robinson Street. Is there a motion to approve that continuance?
I'll make a motion.
I'll
Is there a
second.
There's a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. All right, the next hearing that we're gonna have is on Appeal 2023-03, 1000 Lancaster Avenue, Threshold Rehabilitation Services Incorporated is requesting variances from section 600-1707 and 600-1714. The overall goal of the application is to allow a two-sided digital projecting sign that is larger than permitted. The subject property is located in the CH Commercial Highway Zoning District, as that district is defined by the zoning ordinance. Can we swear in Mr. Neff, please?
You swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Neff, has notice of this hearing been given?
Yes, it has.
All right, I'll put some exhibits into the record. First exhibit is the notice. The second exhibit is proof of publication of the notice. The third exhibit is proof of posting of the notice. The fourth exhibit is the application, including all of its attachments. And the fifth exhibit is the zoning ordinance of the city of Reading as amended. I believe Mr. Buck from the law firm of Stevens and Lee is with us. You there, Mr. Buck?
I am here. Good evening, Mr. Price.
Good evening. Would you like to enter your appearance and then I will hand it over to you?
That's fine. Thank you. Steve Buck from Stevens and Lee on behalf of the applicant, Threshold Rehabilitation Services.
And I believe we spoke earlier today and you were going to do an offer of proof. And if there's any questions, you do have two witnesses that could answer those questions, correct?
That is correct.
All
Thank you.
right. With that, why don't you proceed then?
Thank you very much. Good evening, all. On behalf of Threshold Rehabilitation Services, the owner of the property at 1000 Lancaster Avenue, with us tonight are Dr. Ed Mahalik and Christian War from Threshold, as well as Randy Seaman from Bardash Sign Company. They're available for any questions you may have. Threshold is here tonight on the application. They're requesting a variance to install a wall-mounted projecting sign on the front of their building. The purpose of the sign would be a two-sided sign. The sign would comply with all other ordinance requirements of the city. The only issue is the size. In this zoning district, they are limited to 12 square feet per side, and the sign as proposed is approximately 27 square feet per side. Now, the Threshold, I want to point out, Threshold would be allowed to install a wall-mounted flush sign of substantially larger size than this. They could put an extremely large sign on the side of their building. The problem is Threshold's building is set back approximately 27 feet from the cartway, and it's set back much further than other neighboring properties along Lancaster Avenue. The sign as proposed, the 27 square feet on each side, it still only comes out from the building approximately 6 feet. But a flush-mounted wall-mounted sign would be extremely difficult to see from anybody driving past, and the safety factor of having people turn their head trying to see what that is The goal is to have this sign project not very much out into the toward the street frontage. The goal of the sign is to have basically to for their corporate headquarters are there, and they plan on having the sign announce opening positions. They have a lot of employee recruitment that occurs from passerby, and the goal is to have the sign for their own benefit, as well as to have temperature and time on the sign. The other requirements of the ordinance, including there won't be a scrolling sign. It won't change its message more than once every 6 seconds. It'll be way, way less than that. And all the other standards that are set forth in the city sign ordinance are also met. There won't be blinking or flashing signs or a scrolling message. The Threshold would greatly appreciate the opportunity to put this sign up as requested in the application. And we're happy to answer any questions anybody may have.
Do any members of the board have any questions for Dr. Mahalik? He's the CEO of Threshold.
Correct.
Anybody have any questions?
No.
Any members in the audience have any questions for Dr. Mahalik? I don't see anybody indicating that. Your sign representative, what's that person's name again, Mr. Buck?
It is Mr. Randy Seaman.
Does any member of the board have any questions for the representative of the sign company?
Yes, I just a quick one. This,
Well, let's have them sworn in then first.
okay.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Please state your full name and spell your last name.
Randy Seaman, SEAMAN.
All right, Mr. Gattone, you can question him.
All right, I'm looking at the nice picture on the packet that was sent to us. And it has the threshold sign, the white sign on the front wall. Now, there's that's a real life situation picture of the building, whereas the imposed sign that you're proposing is attached in that sort of greenish bluish. Now, is that a true scale version of what that would look like attached to that building
As close as possible, yes.
in proportion to the size of the
Yes.
wall and everything? That's
Yes.
okay. Thank you.
Do any members of the board have any more questions of Mr. Seaman? All right. Any members of the audience have any question for Mr. Seaman? All right, you're getting off easy tonight, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anybody in the audience that wants to give testimony in favor of this application? Anybody? Anybody in the audience want to give testimony against this application? Don't believe I see anybody. With that, we will conclude the evidentiary portion of this hearing. A decision will be rendered on this application at the April meeting. You do not need to be present. A copy of the decision will be sent to you. Any other closing statements, Mr. Buck?
No, that is it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank you.
evening.
Thanks all.
All right. Now, our next hearing and last hearing is Appeal 2023-04, 1500 North 13th Street. Dakshish Patel is requesting variances from section 600-803B, permitted uses, and 600-1603 on-site parking requirements. The overall goal of the application is to allow a convenience store selling coffee and food for off-site or for mainly off-site consumption. The subject property is located in the R2 zoning district within the Heights Historic Overlay District. Can we swear Mr. Neff in, please?
Do you swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Neff, has notice of this hearing been given?
Yes, it has.
All right, I'll put some exhibits into the record then. Exhibit number 1 is the notice. Exhibit number 2 is proof of publication of the notice. Exhibit number 3 is proof of posting of the notice. Exhibit number 4 is the zoning, or is the zoning application, including all of its attachments. And exhibit number 5 is the zoning ordinance of the city of Reading as amended. Is Ms. London representing the applicant?
Yes, I am. I'll enter my appearance, Joan, middle initial E, London, Kozloff Stout, 2640 Westview Drive, Wyomissing, for the applicant, Dakshish Patel.
And I understand, Ms. London, that there's not only a request for variances, but you're also going to ask for an interpretation that this could fall under a special exception of changing one non-conforming use into another less or equal non-conforming use. And that the prior grant of a variance to allow a store there in 2017, the fact that it did not occur did not mean it was abandoned. Is that correct?
That is correct. The what was permitted to occur in the 2017 decision was a variance to allow a deli type restaurant with some outdoor dining along Amity Street for employees and similar hours of operation, although not identical to the proposed store, was approved at that time. We're also asking for an interpretation that this would be a special exception because the space was commercial space and always has been. There have been several zoning decisions with respect to this property. The one was the one for the restaurant number 2017-07. And that one acknowledged that there was a pre-existing commercial use as of 2017 that was in place. Mr. Patel had purchased the property in February of 2021. He had applied for a variance that involved not only a convenience store, but also 2 apartments, which was denied as too intense. However, the decision did acknowledge the commercial use. The next year, a tenant, David Lugo, made an application to operate a 52-seat restaurant in the commercial space. And that had been denied, but again, the commercial use was acknowledged. So in all 3 of the decisions, there was a finding of a pre-existing commercial use on the ground floor of the building that was sitting vacant and had been for several years. And we're asking for the variances also for the interpretation that a special exception for a change in the non-conforming use to a use that is less intense, that there is a consistent intention to keep the use as commercial with no affirmative act of abandonment or intent to abandon. And I'll call your attention to 2 cases, Itama Development Associates LP versus Township of Rostraver, 130.
You're gonna have to spell that, Joan.
Oh,
Spell that.
Itama, ITAMA, Development Associates LP versus Zoning Hearing Board of Township of Rostraver, ROSTRAVER, 132 Atlantic 3rd, 1040, Commonwealth Court 2016. Citing the state Supreme Court case of Latrobe, LATROBE Speedway Incorporated versus Zoning Hearing Board of Unity, UNITY Township, 720 A 2nd 127, Pennsylvania Supreme Court, 1998.
Okay. And the prior commercial uses, I believe, from the last couple of hearings, there was a pharmacy there and there had been a floral shop. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay. Do you want to do an offer of proof tonight? And then if anybody has questions for Mr. Patel, we can do that as well.
Yes, that would be fine. Mr. Patel, would testify that, he's owned the property since February of 2021. The property has a permit that has existed for a number of years, well prior to his occupancy, for one apartment. Downstairs has been vacant. That has been a commercial use on that ground floor, that the property is in the R2 and Historic Heights overlay. And that because the ground floor of the property has long been in commercial use and the upstairs had been an apartment, because prohibitive and unmarketable for any of the uses that were allowed, which he has investigated. There was also a request for a parking variance because the building has only one off-street space, which the building has never had more than one off-street space that we are aware of. And if the variances for this use are not granted, the ground floor area will be permanently vacant and unusable. The store, he would testify that the store, the convenience store, would be mainly selling coffee, limited takeout food, mainly prepackaged, with no seating area, and the customers would be mainly college students and neighborhood residents buying coffee and snacks. There would be no sale of beer, wine, or any other alcoholic beverages. He'd be willing to stipulate to that as a condition. And that there would not be any type of outdoor vending machines, gambling, or games of skill machines on the premises. There would be no changes to the exterior of the building. It would be very much neighborhood oriented. He would take all steps necessary to avoid any loitering on the property, any excessive noise. There would be no impact on the community. Mr. Patel is present and he is available to answer any questions. Dakshish, could you please unmute yourself?
What would, Ms. London, do you know what the proposed hours of operation would be?
Proposed hours of operation would be 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday to Thursday, up to midnight on weekends or when there's a nighttime sporting event at the college. Mr. Patel, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And have you heard and understood what I've said? Does that correctly represent what you would testify to?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I don't have any questions. Do members of the board have any questions for Mr. Patel?
Yeah, yes, I have a quick one.
Let's get him sworn in then.
Yeah, Mr. Patel, you need to be sworn in. The court reporter will swear you in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Gattone.
Okay, this will be from Ms. London. You wrote this wonderful addendum to for your presentation, and the first paragraph, the first sentence, is to me the most critical. The store, unlike the proposed coffee shop, denied, will not have customer seating. Stop. Beverages, including coffee and non-alcoholic and limited food sales, will be for off-premises consumption. That was your statement. And Mr. Patel, you agree with that statement? Everything is to be off-premises consumption. No tables inside to eat and so forth, and nothing on the outside. Correct?
Yes, nothing inside, nothing outside seating. People come, buy, go.
Powerful statement. The other question, is the apartment now occupied on the second floor? Is the apartment occupied?
Second floor apartment is I'm going to occupy. I put on market.
Okay, that's okay. And I did notice in Miss London's report to us that there would be 3 to 4 employees, including yourself. That's a correct. Is that going to be staggered, 3 to 4, Or do you envision 3 to 4 per operating times?
No, sir. Only one, because it's depend on the business, how I grow. I cannot afford 2-3 employees at one time. I would like to open from 8, or if people want 6 in the morning, if they want to go to work, or if the student wants to go to the college, they request us, oh, Mr. Patel, can you open at 6? We can open the 6. At that time, if I made enough money, then I put 2. But I'm going to give everyone no more than 8 hours shift. That's why I said maximum 3 and myself is 4.
Okay, and one last question, this is specifically for you.
Yes.
Is this your business that you propose? Is developed by you, or is it perchance a franchise? One of the previous persons wanted to run a franchise business. Yours, is this developed by you and your family?
This is developed by me only. I am not gonna go with any franchisee or nothing.
That's it. Thank you, sir.
Thank
And
you.
Miss London.
Most likely, thank you. Yeah, most likely it wouldn't even be enough space to meet any franchise standards of convenience stores.
Okay, thank you.
Any,
I think Mr. Fox had a question.
yes, Tom?
Yes, yeah, Mr. Gatone covered most of them, but I would just like Mr. Patel to expand a little bit. Name about 7 or 8 items that you will be selling.
8 items. Okay, coffee, chips, soda, cigarettes, and if they want some kind of food, like I'm gonna buy from the HLA, which is my wholesaler. They have like a food which one I have to little bit make it keep warm it and give it to them.
So
Thank you.
sandwiches and things like that.
Yeah, sandwiches, food.
Bagels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna see the bagels expiry, because I don't want to go like, no, if they want long date, perfect, then I can keep it, because they're coming. I talk to them, my wholesaler, they come once in a week. So slowly, I'm gonna manage one by one. It's better to sitting empty one by one. As the business grow, I add.
Right, you would be adding food items, but they would still be takeout, correct?
Yeah, only take out. No, because
Okay.
there is no seat, nothing. You can see everything full. No people. It's not. I cannot afford to people take seat inside.
Thank you. It's good.
Mr. Fox, anything more?
No, that's all.
Any other members of the board have any questions for Mr. Patel? Seeing none, thank you, sir. Any members of the audience have any questions for Mr. Patel? Any members of the audience have any questions? I think I see somebody with their hand up. Could you unmute yourself, ma'am, and identify yourself?
Linda Kelleher.
You're gonna have to speak up. It's hard to hear you.
Linda Kelleher.
Okay, oh, Ms. Keller, sorry, I'm too far away from my computer. Your address, ma'am?
1521 North 15th Street, Reading 19604.
Okay, you have a question for Mr. Patel?
Yes, Mr. Patel, will you be operating the restaurant by yourself, or will you be bringing in someone to help you, or a management company?
No. As I said, I'm gonna hire 2 or maximum 3 employees, and myself will be there only. I cannot
Okay,
afford,
thank you.
madam. I cannot afford the employee. Once if grow, then yes. But I'm not gonna give any management company. I run all my business myself.
Thank you.
And also, Ms. Kelleher, just so you know, you mentioned a restaurant. It is a store, and there will not be any restaurant service other than some takeout food.
Ms. Keller, do you have any more questions for Mr. Patel?
I do not.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Does anybody else have a question for Mr. Patel?
I do.
Okay, your name and address, ma'am?
Linda Soto, 1512 North 13th Street.
Yes, ma'am, your question?
Yes, my question would be concerning trash and litter. If people are going to be buying stuff and eating them on their way down the street, where are they going to put their trash? I mean, certainly he cannot control what people do once they leave his store, but that's a concern that I have.
All right, so Mr. Patel, the question would be,
Yeah, yeah.
how are you gonna police-
Madam, I will do my best. I'm gonna put not 2, 3 outside garbage. And if the people still littering, this is my responsibility to clean it, to make it clean. And if I don't make it clean, I'm gonna tell the city, give me a ticket. But I do my level best, that for sure.
So if the city, if the zoning board were to put a condition on that, that you would have to try to police within about a block area of your store for trash that would emanate from your store, because you'd be able to identify wrappers that are coming from your store.
Yeah.
You would agree to that?
I agree. I will make sure, I will really make sure the people do not put trash outside for sure. And I will strictly give my employees notice and myself, make sure everything is clean before you leave.
And also, I realize it's a historic district, but could probably get attractive trash cans or trash cans that blend in to put outside as well.
That's why I said I'm gonna put 3, madam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put 3 outside because they have 3 corners. So I'm gonna put 3 corner each. So people have inconvenience, easy to put the trash inside the bag.
My other question is concerning a dumpster, because I thought a few meetings ago, you talked about putting a dumpster someplace.
Dumpster for the garbage, I'm gonna put backside because I have a room backside.
So where the parking area is, correct?
No. There is another rooms. I have another garage, empty garage.
So you're gonna put the dumpster inside the garage?
If I need it.
Okay,
If there's too much stress, then I order the dumpster company, Ed Holland. I make them a call and they will give me.
but so the dumpster would be screened from neighboring properties, because it would either be in the garage or you just.
In
be
the
using
garage,
trash.
in the garage, yeah.
Okay. No, that's good, because I know my neighbor that is your neighbor across the alley was concerned about having a dumpster that he would have to look at from his porch. So
No,
thank you for
I'm gonna-
clarifying that.
No, I'm gonna, if madam, if they have any issue, neighbor, I will make sure they don't have any issue. I will work with them.
All right, so,
Okay.
Thank you.
all right, any other questions for Mr. Patel? Yes,
I
ma'am. Ma'am, you're muted, so you're gonna have to unmute.
Hold on.
Your name and address?
Hi, I'm Pastor Carol Kaler, Kehler, and I'm the pastor of Nativity Lutheran Church, which is at 1501 North 13th Street, right across the street. So I just wanted to verify that what was being said is that there would be no alcohol or no gambling that would come out of the store.
Yeah, there is no alcohol for sure. Lottery, if the township give me permission for the lottery, I can put the lottery, but no alcohol, no beer, 101% sure, because I know that beer, I already got the 1 license, so I cannot get the 2nd license at all according to PLCB.
So,
Okay.
so, but you're not gonna have skill machines or any of those electronic poker machines or any of that stuff?
No
It's
poker
just- it would
machine,
just
no.
be
I'm
like
trying to get the
Powerball
lottery.
Let me ask the question. It would just be Pennsylvania lottery tickets, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
So that is defined as gambling though. So, but it would be the lottery machines,
It would not
the
be.
lottery sales that you would have.
it'd be like what you get in Wawa or Sheets or.
Everybody have, like, wow,
Yeah,
see,
well,
everybody have.
But it would not be the video poker or games of skill machines. Is that correct, Mr. Patel?
Yeah, right now, no, I have no, I did not make any arrangement for that one. Not at all. But in the future, if the township or people wants, and I'm gonna get them permission then. But right now, I just wanna do the lottery only, which is the scratch off. That's it. People wants to play the numbers, because right now what? If you go to Turkey Hill, if you go to Wawa, if you go to Seats, okay, they have work employees, okay? The owner is not there. So for old people have hard to fill the sleep. So they write it down the number on the paper and we have to play for them.
So you understand if the board were to grant your approval, but say that you can't have video gambling machines, that you would have to come back in the future and ask for a variance for that. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
So basically, you are telling me that I cannot come to you next year or in 2 years and apply for the gambling machine, correct?
You
I'm
can.
telling you, you can come and do that, but you're gonna have to have another zoning hearing and
Yeah.
it may or may not be approved.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Mr. Price, if I may just ask for clarification then. So when the presentation was made and it was said that there would be no gambling, but lottery tickets, sales tickets would fall under that. So does that have to have a special permission given by the city, by the zoning board, or is that just automatic?
No,
then?
no, I mean, a retail convenience store, which is what this is allowed to sell. Is allowed to sell
Lottery.
lottery tickets, but stuff like video machines and video arcades and that kind of stuff, and especially this video gambling machines, those are not typically in convenience stores. Like if you go into a Wawa, you're not going to see a Pennsylvania Bills game.
Nowadays, sir, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Wait
I
a
know
second,
there's no
Mr.
Wawa.
Patel, wait.
Yeah.
I'm answering the pastor's question now, all right?
Okay, awesome.
Wait. So that would be a condition. If the board were to approve this use, they would say that you're not allowed to have jukeboxes, video machines, video skill game machines, poker machines, any of that stuff. So if he wanted to try to do that, he would have to come back and ask for a variance, which is a hard burden to carry.
Thank you.
All right, does anybody else have any questions of Mr. Patel?
I do. I'm Jeff Strader with Albright College.
All right, would you spell your name, please, and give us the title?
Yeah, my name is Jeff Strader. This last name spelling is Strader. I serve as the Vice President of Finance and Strategic Partnerships for Albright College. We're located roughly at 13th and Byrne.
And your question?
Mr. Patel's already, the college has two concerns, one trash and the second parking. Mr. Patel's already answered regarding trash. I would ask regarding parking, how much actually volume does he expect to have? And what type of parking impacts has he estimated? And has there been an actual parking study done?
Well, first of all, I don't know what a parking study is. And I don't believe Ms. London, you don't have any traffic studies or demographic counts of the service for a store of this size in a neighborhood of that size, do you?
No, I don't. But what I can tell you is that in the zoning staff report, there is a, based on the zoning ordinance, I think it's 1601-33, that based on the usable square footage, there would be two spaces that would be two off-street spaces required. There is one space that there's one off-street space that's always been with this property, which is why we're asking for the variance. This is mainly walk-up traffic, college students who are already there, already either live there or commute, and neighborhood residents. This is not the type of larger convenience store like a Wawa or a Sheetz that is a drive-up destination. This is a neighborhood-oriented store with mainly walk-up traffic. So we don't expect any appreciable impact on parking by the grant of the variance if it is granted.
And is it your contention that the prior uses, which included a pharmacy and a floral shop, would have an equal amount or greater amount of car volume as this proposed convenience store?
Absolutely, because those services are more personal services that take a longer amount of time to fulfill. This is coffee and maybe some prepackaged food and a sandwich, which is a matter of seconds or minutes, as opposed to more than that for those types of personal services. And the property never had parking and had been approved in the past for a restaurant use. So this is less intense than what was approved in the past.
Do you have any more questions, Mr. Strader?
No, but thank you.
Thank you. All right, That'll close the applicant's testimony. Does anybody want to give testimony in favor of this application? Don't see any hands up. Anybody want to give testimony against the application? Don't see any hands up. Obviously, your questions regarding trash and all that is almost the same as testimony against the application, but it's things that the board can consider when reviewing this application. And if they feel that this is something that should be approved, they can put the appropriate conditions in to make sure your concerns are taken care of. Okay, so with that, we'll close the evidentiary portion of this hearing. As I said in the prior hearing, a decision will be rendered in April, at the April meeting. You do not need to be present. A copy of the decision will be mailed to you. And I would say to any of the people that asked questions that were from the neighborhood, if you want a copy of the decision, please either contact Mr. Neff by phone or by email. He's the zoning administrator, and we can make sure that you get a copy of the decision. Anybody have any questions before we close this meeting? All right, well, thank you for your good questions, and thank you for the to the attorneys and the applicants for presenting their case. At this point, we're going to close the hearing for March 8th, 2023. And I will ask Mr. Neff to maybe get the other folks off. And if the board wants to deliberate an executive session, we could do that tonight.
I'm willing.
I think that's a good idea.
Yes,
Good
I'm
night.
willing.
Okay,
That's fine.
thank you. I'll see you next month.
Take care.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
The hearing's over, Mr. Patel.
Okay, I'm sorry, like, I don't want to make you angry, but I don't know this one.
Yeah, the hearing's over, so we're going to delete you.
Okay, okay. See you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. I'm trying to get everything else cleared off here.
I don't know who Gladys is.
There's just one person up in the left corner. I think it's Miss Soda. Is that right?
No. Yeah. I
Oh, no,
think
that's
it's just
Tom.
us now.
That's Tom. Okay, it's just us, right?
Yeah.
And you shut the recording off, Tom?
Not yet. Hang on one second. I have a window on my screen I can't get rid of. Technology.
Hey, I'm sorry about dumping that on you, Steve. I have no idea.
But you started popping in during the hearing.
Did I?
Well, how
I
are
have no idea what was going on. It said something about resources.
Well, how are you getting through now? Is it coming through Tom's?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're clear as a, I think it's coming through your computer, to be
Well,
honest.
we can hear Phil, but Phil can't hear us. So
He can't
I
hear
was
us.
using my phone to give him an
you can't
earpiece.
hear us. Oh, I thought.
No, I can hear you. I don't know. Something was screwed up.
Okay.
But anyway.